Hello, hello. Day number 2 of letting go and releasing so that we're ready for the new year or ready for whatever newness is coming into your life. So, welcome back, day number 2. Hope you enjoyed number 1. If you didn't do day number 1, you should check it out. You don't have to do all of these. These are just tools. Do whichever one feels best to you, but definitely they're all different and they're helpful to release different things. So you can totally do all 5 days with me. I hope you are. Okay? All right, so day 2. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a little ritual that you've probably done before. It's not uncommon, but we're going to try to do it a little bit differently. And what you're going to do is I want you first to think about any sort of pattern that you realize in yourself. And that may be, and something that you don't want anymore. So that may be like, I'm always like the single girl in the group, or I am, for some reason, no matter what I do, I never have like enough money. I tend to not have enough money. I am always, XYZ at my work, whatever it may be, right? So that thing that, it's been years and for whatever reason you can't kick it, even though you've tried different things. So these are stories that we've been telling ourselves. And, in a story, there's always 2 sides of the story, and we probably have one side of the story. And what we want to do is I want you to write out the story. So grab yourself a journal, grab yourself a pen, and I want you to write out the full story. And I want you to do your best to write it in a balanced way. So I don't want you to be over-blaming yourself, where you're shaming yourself, but I also don't want you to be over-blaming the other side. I want you to write it almost in a way as if you were observing what has happened, what the story was. Like, well, this is the way it happened. I just want you to write the whole story having to do with that subject. So if it's about money, it's like your money story. If it's about love, your love story. And doing your best to be neutral, in a sense. I want you to take a look at it. At the end of writing it, I want you to forgive anything that you need to forgive on your end, because these stories are, the reason they haven't worked out is because we're still learning things, but at some point we want to just like learn it and know better and move on. So it's, first of all, it's going to help you to be able to see like what you have learned and why you've learned it and how you can do better the next time around. But also it's important that you forgive yourself, because in order to move into having a clean slate and moving into the next stage, we don't want to have any shame energy around this. So that's why we're writing this. Also, there may be people that you need to forgive and that you need to let go and release the cords of these people in these stories as well. So making sure that you're seeing that. So this can be a little heavy, it might take a little bit of a long time, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you're like having like a chronic pattern. Okay, so you're going to write it all out, take as many pages as you need, write as much as you need. It's just for you, let it all out. Forgive whatever needs to be forgiven, okay? Once you've written out that story, you're going to rip out the piece of paper or whatever the paper that you have. You're going to crumble it, and we're going to light it on fire. We're going to release it, let it go, no longer coming with me in 2020 or into this new stage into my life. You can use, some people have, what do you call it, like little, what do you call them, you guys? Like fires outside? I don't know what they're called. I want to say campfire, but that's not the right word. But not everybody has that. So I also like to recommend using just the pot, right? Simple. The Cuban girl in me comes out as I show this to you, but you can just burn it and throw it in there and it'll do just fine. So for those of you who don't have a backyard or don't have but just do it, make sure you're doing it in a safe way. And when you do that, I want you to put it out there and you're just going to say, I forgive myself, I forgive others, and I release this, and I release myself. Okay, because we're just letting go of this, that we're putting that in the past. We're grateful for the experience. We understand what had to be learned. We forgive ourselves. It was just the worst is when we don't forgive ourselves. And as we forgive others also, we set ourselves free. Okay? So this is like a setting free process. I want you to enjoy that. You can do it with friends. It's really beautiful to do it in a sister circle, or you can just do it on your own. Okay? So I hope that helped. Write out your stories. Go do the heavy. I know it's kind of heavy work, but you can do it. It's a good time to do it, and let's get ready for the newness in 2020. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day number 3.